who's the one of the leading entrepreneur in the country. Before introducing him, I thought to share one story with you. Crocker selling ice cream machines around the cities in US had an experience of taking his breakfast, lunch, dinners from the restaurants. When he placed the order, he had to wait more than 30 to 40 minutes to get the food onto his table. One day, he visited the new restaurant and placed the order. Came the food within 5 minutes. He was surprised. Asked the waiter, "The food is for me." "Yes, sir." "Are you sure?" "Yes, sir." Once finished eating, he went into the kitchen. All the kitchen equipment were kept nicely. 2 chefs were working in the kitchen and asked 2 chefs, "Can I support you to franchise this business model?" "No, sir, we have already 3. Can I visit them?" "Yes, sir." After weeks, he came back to these 2 chefs and told a few adjustments to do to improve the business. And he understood he has nothing to do in this existing business model to him to earn. And after a few weeks again, he came to these 2 chefs and submitted the proposal. So then the 2 chefs were McDonald's. Crocker is the person who introduced the new business model to McDonald's brothers. You are thinking that McDonald's are selling burgers, but 70% of their revenue coming from real estate business. That business created by the Crocker. Because when McDonald's opened a restaurant and they started purchasing a larger land around, because of a strong brand name of McDonald's, all others started following. Kmart came in, Walmart came in, the big burgers, everything came in, and land's values goes up, and they earn money by selling lands. Our chief guest also doing the same real estate business, and now he is the one of the billionaire in the country. He started in a small way, if I am not mistaken, Premalal, and worked hard. And there was a huge gap in the market after selling coal, left in the business, and he found the gap and filled the gap. Today he is the number 1 in real estate business. So I'm not going to talk much. Now I'm going to hand over the mics to Premalal, prime landowner.
First of all, thank you, Professor Anchit, and thank you, Chamal, for this wonderful evening. And when I was coming in, I did not know where I am coming, because some were singing and some food is there, and of course the liquor also came. And I was wondering, I had a very structured speech, but how to relate the speech with you all. But I found that you all are one in common. Most of you are entrepreneurs and going to be entrepreneurs and professionals and like-minded. When somebody said when they are singing, of course, naturally you are coming alive. So it's like this. 30 years ago, they said beginners can't be leaders. We proved them wrong and became the undisputed real leader in modern real estate. They said real estate never changed. We reinvented it with new designs, modern concepts, financial innovations, and possibilities. Number of possibilities. They said trust can't be built. We earn it and we built an entire legacy on that. They said luxury was only for a few, but we made it affordable for many. They said buying a home required a large down payment and a lifetime of payments. We introduced Prime 1% payment plan and Prime Max and opened doors everywhere. They said real estate is full of risks. We created buyback guarantee and made investments worry-free. They said promises are just word. We delivered more than we promised. They said developers disappeared after the sale. We built the industry's first after-sale service. They said developers only build for buyers. We build jobs, livelihood, communities, and our economy. Some more. They said transparency slows you down. We made it foundation for our speed, our strength, and our success. They say Sri Lanka real estate is homebound. In fact, today we are exporting real estate to the world. They said one vision can't transform a nation. We revolutionized the industry and took Sri Lanka to the international stage. They said it can't be done, but for 30 years we have been doing exactly that. Prime Group 30 years of building different, and it only feels like yesterday. Professor Ranjit, Mr. Chamath, and distinguished guests and professionals and entrepreneurs and dear friends and ladies and gentlemen. I will today my speech is going to be my story, my entrepreneurial journey, our Prime Group story. We started 30 years ago, very small. I am a professional accountant, having worked numerous places, and my last job was a group financial control or finance manager in private companies. And then myself and my co-chairperson Sandhmini, we decided to leave the office and leave all the perks and car and everything, and started a small office in Borella in the upstairs house. We did not have capital. We did not have an office space. We did not have a brand name, and we did not have any connections or network or whatever. But we had the courage, determination, never die attitude, focus, and above all, integrity. We did not have a capital. So what we did, especially for real estate, you need a lot of capital. So we have found a method to go to landlords and ask their land on a sale agreement basis and give the money after some time. So we resolved the capital problem. Then we did not have for a real estate business, you need to have credibility and a brand name. And we were competing with the giants like Selinco. Selinco at that time, it was like 50 companies. We were competing with 10 12 companies, but they have a lot of branches. It's like competing with 50 companies. We still competed. What we did, we tied with the NSP bank, and we had a master file, and then we created just only twice to get a bank loan. We take people to the bank, and then when the loan is ready, we process the loan. When the loan is ready, we take those people to the bank twice, and they were delighted. And for the homeowners, the landowners, we paid on time? No, we paid before time, and they were delighted. So our capital was resolved, and our credibility or the Yeah, what is meant for a credibility for the lands also resolved. Likewise, we invented different ways. So as an entrepreneurs, each entrepreneurs will, their problems will be different, challenges may be different for each one's products, their markets or their environment, but we will have to find a novel way of meeting them. Being an entrepreneur means to meet everyday challenges. Even today is a challenge. That doesn't mean that we cannot run. We will find a new ways. We within a few years, we created a very strong brand. First, our challenge was what was the name for the company. So we were deliberating and we found that any good land or any good property, what do you call? Prime property, prime land, prime investment. So then prime land came, and of course little bit rhyming with my Premalal name also, and the prime land. And the irony for our competitor was that even for their good lands or good properties, they will have to use as prime property. So that was so powerful name we have created. And number one, in real estate business and any other business, number one core thing is building trust. So we build trust.